3.1415962. I think it's 5. That is pi. It's as many digits as I know. I'm no mathematician, but I am a bit of a math geek, and this is my ode to pi. This past Sunday was Pi Day. It was March 14th. And to celebrate, I am making a Brisket Shepard's pie. Yes, I know this isn't a true shepherd's pie. Let's not go there.
Hey, yo, this is Dash. Get ready.
All right, so today I have some more leftover brisket. I have some corn, I have some carrots, and I have some potatoes. And I'm going to make my rendition or interpretation of a shepherd's pie with some brisket that was left over. So first thing I'm going to do is get my corn and my carrots drained. And I'm going to retain this just in case. Don't quite know why I would need it, but I'm just going to retain it. I'm not going to pour it off just yet. Like I said, just in case. And my carrots. Now normally it would be carrots and peas, or excuse me, corn and peas that goes into a shepherd's pie. But my wife doesn't like peas. She doesn't want me to put peas in there, or just a little bit. And I don't want to open a can of peas just to use like a couple. So we're going to do carrots today. We're going to try it with carrots. We'll see how it turns out. My brisket. So this brisket is from a week ago now. And I am going to open this up. And I'm going to get this. This is about 1.5 pounds, maybe 2 pounds of brisket. I'm just going to put a quick chop on it. It doesn't need to be perfect. I just want to make it smaller so it heats up a little more evenly. Now today I'm using the flat or the leaner part of the brisket because I really don't want this to be very, very greasy. If I were using the point or the moist part of the brisket, it would make this, or could possibly make this, pretty greasy. So I have a fine dice on the brisket. All right, so now my brisket is done and chopped. I'm gonna go ahead and add my corn. And my carrots. Slices. I was expecting diced. I guess I should have read the can. So we'll get the carrots taken care of and get them into the pan here. Now, because the brisket is already seasoned, I'm not going to worry about putting a whole bunch of salt and pepper in with these vegetables. Though I know they're probably pretty bland because they were from a can. And normally if I were cooking them, I would. So aside from putting some butter down in here, I think I'm going to not put a whole bunch of salt, just a little bit, to help get the vegetables, give the vegetables some sort of flavor. But for the most part, I think the brisket will take care of it. I'm just going to mix this all together. A little bit of salt. I'm going to spray a little bit of butter down in here, help with the flavor of these vegetables, because I didn't do a whole bunch of salting. So I think the brisket is going to really flavor these though. And I'm going to flatten that out, and we're going to get these potatoes. These are store-bought. All right, so now that the brisket, carrots, and the corn are all in the pan, we're gonna get this covered up with the potatoes, or with potatoes. And I'm just gonna take this, oh, it's pretty cold, mash it up a little bit, and we're gonna get this spread on top of the vegetables and the brisket. Be careful spreading this out, because as I'm pushing down, it's pushing up the vegetables in the brisket. Now, if you were using like fresh mashed potatoes, you probably wouldn't have as, I won't say difficult, but hard of a time getting this spread out. But because these potatoes are right from the refrigerator, having a little bit of a time here. Now be careful, try and keep all your vegetables underneath of the potatoes, and don't have any vegetable blowouts or vegetables peeking out from the top or from underneath. All right, so the potatoes, the one pack of potatoes there was enough to cover my half catering pan. Let's see, there's a little bit more down in here. Oh. All right. Last thing we'll do is get some spray butter, and I'm going to spray the top of these potatoes. A little bit of salt on top. All right, so the last thing I'm gonna do is get some foil, get it covered up. I'm gonna get it in the oven. I'm gonna put it in the oven covered for about 45 minutes. All of the ingredients that are in here, the brisket was cold, the potatoes were cold, and the carrots and the corn were room temperature because they were canned. So we do want to make sure this is thoroughly heated and warmed up throughout. So I'm going to go ahead and get it covered and warmed in the oven at 300. I'm going to turn the oven down because I'm not in a rush. I'm gonna get it cooked at 300, and we'll let it go for about a half an hour. Well, probably about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get it uncovered, and then I will turn it up to 350 to brown the potatoes. So I'll see you guys in about an hour. All right, so it's been about an hour. So I put my shepherd's pie into the oven at 300 degrees, and I let it go for about an hour. Most of the time, you could probably put this into your oven at 350 degrees for about a half an hour to 45 minutes, depending on how much time you have and or what other errands or things you have to do. I had some errands I had to run, so I ran out and ran my errand while my shepherd's pie was baking. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get it out of the oven. And when you've been cooking for a while, your hands, you know, you can touch hot stuff, right? I know I can. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this uncovered, and I'm gonna take a look at it. And hopefully that butter and the salt that I put on the top, be mindful of the steam coming off of this when you open it up. Do not burn yourself. All right. So we have it looks like a good crust developing around the outside edge. Now what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a fork. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a fork and just kind of scrape this up a little bit. Give it a little bit of rough. Give it some texture. And then when we put it back into the oven, it'll make it look a little better on the top, I think. Well, we'll see how it actually, or what actually happens. And a little bit more of this. Now you saw me before, I tilted it because the spray butter, the pickup is down at the bottom, and you kind of need to hold the bottle flat. Come on. We're getting to the, there we go. The butter will help the potatoes brown. Let's try this. All right. And I'm gonna, if I didn't already, turn my oven up to 350. Make sure there's butter all over the top. I have the top, like I said, put some texture into the top, and I'm hoping it'll help it brown. All right, I'll let that go for another about 10-15 minutes. I'll see you guys when it's done. All right, so we are done. It's been about 10 minutes, and I'm not looking for this to get browned as far as, like, I don't know how to explain it. We just want a little bit of color on the potatoes. Smells good. That butter right on top. Good choice. Good choice. So as you see here, the potatoes look pretty good, and taking the fork on the potatoes, they give it a little bit of texture. Now, unfortunately, I know it's going to take a moment. I need to let this cool off for a moment, and I'm not going to try to eat it right now. But I would ask you guys, try something like this the next time you have some leftover brisket. When or if you do try it, let me know how it turns out. All right, so we have taste testing number 1 and taste testing number 2. It's been a while, and this is kind of a video after the video since they wanted to taste this.
Yes.
And then get it on camera. So I've already eaten, my wife has already eaten, but these guys just came inside. They were outside playing basketball.
Ooh. That is good.
I was going back in for more. Okay, let's get it to the point where the camera focuses on the. Make sure y'all take parts of, you know, bits that I won't have to eat, since you have put your fork. Dude, get a plate. Get another spoon. Get a plate. Thanks again as always for watching. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. It helps these videos, it helps me feel better about myself, and it tells YouTube, hey, this guy's got something good here. Hey, if you like what you saw, or if you learned something today, please leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you learned or what you liked about the video. Thank you guys so very much again, and I'll see you next time.
More butter, baby.